That was loud.
Hello, gamers. Welcome back. We are here now with the Sag Bean and Sir Sanju, or is it Sanhu, Sanyu?
It's technically pronounced
Sanju.
Sanju, but
Sanhu,
yeah,
yeah, but yeah, it's Sanju.
All right.
yeah.
Fine.
Well, we got some God of War 2, any percent new game plus, and we're ready to get into it whenever the runner is ready to count me down.
All right, so I'll just explain like a few things.
Yeah.
Like God of War 2 NG plus. Funny enough, this is the only game in the original trilogy with a true NG plus. Obviously, we'll have every magic attack, every weapon, and we can skip cutscenes, which you can't do in the regular any percent. And this is a very difficult game, but it's also very broken and cool, and I hope you all love it. So, let me just. Okay, I need to be 100% sure I am good. So, time is gonna start when I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1, and then go. And when I say go, you'll start your timer. So,
All right.
3, 2, 1, go.
We're all
All right. We have 16 seconds to explain one thing already. We're already gonna start off with like. These games have a combo counter because, attack and slash, and, you're going to see platforming, but you're also going to see a lot of combat segments where we just mash L2. We're going to use the combo counter. I'm going to use it to time this first strat. So I need to see that number hit 21. I actually need to see it hit 19 because of the way I do this trick. But when it hits 21, I need to be near that door so I can open it in the middle of this cutscene. It only saves like 8 seconds, but I feel bad every time I don't hit it. Alright, we got it.
This is like very easy to miss. There are there's like two ways of doing it. The one that's faster is a little bit more confusing than the one he used.
I should have asked if like the stream audio was good. Oh well. Alright, so now like any normal video game, we have to start off with an easy boss, so we're gonna fight a giant colossus that randomly comes to life. And I'm not gonna lie, these first like 10 minutes honestly feel like an interactive movie at times. Like we do have tricks we do, but it's mostly movement and manipulating the bosses. I'm gonna manipulate him. Like some of the actions we just did were to affect how the damage is done to him. I know that sounds weird, but yeah, we just kind of manipulate the damage. So, I just realized I forgot to ping this stream in my Discord. Oh well.
Also, if anyone's wondering why he was waiting there to do it, he was waiting because if he goes there faster, this doesn't load, and he just clips through, and you just go all the way to the map, and you land at the start of the game, which is very funny.
Hold on, I have to fix something. Alright.
Very professional stream.
Yeah, I'm very professional. I forgot to ping in my own Discord.
Time to beat your PB with a professional stream.
Yeah, I mean, this could PB genuinely if I don't play like that bad, but I only practiced 2 tricks before the stream.
The important ones. That's pretty much the whole thing.
Yeah. Also, just a little thing, these games really, really love QuickTime events, and one of the most common ones is one where you mash circle, hit my circle button when I boot up God of War, just shaking in terror. Also, I see some good lucks in chat from people that know me from this community, so yeah. Another type of QuickTime event that this series is one where like buttons will appear on screen at random, and if you press the right one, you win, and if you press the wrong one, you lose. However, for the first boss, these buttons are always the same. So this will be 2 triangles, 2 X's, and then we're gonna hit him again, and it's gonna be 2 circles and 2 squares. The first time we did the QTs at the catapult, it was all squares, so yeah. But only for these QTs. Afterwards, they're all random, and if I have to actually pay attention. So, if you want, you can explain the rolls, how we like roll so fast, and also like how we bow.
So main movement for pretty much the whole all the games in this series, except for the new ones, right? I'm talking like the PS3 ones and the PSP ones. Well, PS2, PS3, PSP, whatever you want to call them. The ones that are the Greek ones. It's just roll canceling. You probably just know that. It's just canceling the rolls. In every game, it's a different thing, but it's the same concept. In this game, it's all roll canceling with square by spamming square, and then in order to like choose better angles, you wanna switch to the bow. That way like Kratos actually stops, and you can switch the angle. And you do it. If you do it fast, it looks very good.
Alright, pray for me, because this next part has a tiny bit of RNG. Not enough to like kill the entire run, but it makes you feel sad if the RNG is bad. We're gonna have some archers right here, and hopefully we only get like a few. Okay, we have 4 spawning. That is the second worst number you can get. Maximum is 5. I've been getting bad RNG recently, so yeah. Also, just to flex, this is my favorite combo in the game. We don't get to use it in the run, but it looks swag. It was hard to tell, but yeah. It's so swag. The other thing with the roll cancels is you're gonna notice I pull out this bow a lot. It was kind of hard to tell because of all the flashy effects. But at the very end of roll chains, we pull that out to put Kratos in a neutral state. It puts him in a neutral state a little bit faster than if we just wait for the roll to end. And in this neutral state is how we can open stuff like doors and chests and whatnot. I actually didn't know about this when I originally grinded this game. I had a community member, Jolie. He told me about it when I did like a category extension. And I'll talk about that extension later on because I have a funny story with it. Alright, here's our first like major glitch, if you want to explain it.
Oh yeah. So pretty much you can cancel animations in midair and do an extra jump, which is very nice. In this case, you just do an ascension, you switch weapons in the menu. The weapon wheel is, it's a good addition in this game. That way you can just like cancel stuff midair, which is nice. And pretty much it just cancels like the momentum and everything, and you can, in this case, you can do another jump, but you can like, if you don't have an extra jump, you can still like, keep going sometimes and get more more distance, not more height, but more distance. But later on, we'll see Bean get more height with that. So.
We'll see it. There's also a different type of animation cancel jump that he just explained, and we actually have to do it now because in this next part, we don't get to use our Blades of Athena, and whatever secondary weapon we have is locked to whatever we have equipped.
Yeah, you need to be really careful when you're learning this game, or else you're locked into whatever weapon you have.
Yeah. If you have the hammer...
Yeah, with the hammer you can't do anything.
If you have the Blade of Olympus, it's possible to do most of the stuff, but it's like really painful, so yeah. Alright, here's a little tricky to navigate because it's like a circular tube like level.
Yeah, like if you play this game, you know that this section is like long in order to like kill the guy, but we literally just go all the way up and we do nothing else. Because you can just go all the way up if you know the triggers.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, this game, the way we play this game, at least in the glitched runs, it's based a lot around like where the loading triggers are. Because obviously you can't really skip most of them, or like sometimes the loading triggers are placed in like very convenient spots. Like the devs knew we'd find the skip here. I don't know why I used that attack right there, but many of the actions that I will be doing in this run are because of loading triggers. Also, I just saw that Trajet raided the stream. He was playing God of War 2. He was playing this category, and he says, GL fejo triste, to which I say, obrigado. I'll explain my choice of words there as well. We have a lot of commentary for this, trust me. So, we're not gonna explain every single little thing because that'd just be boring. But we will explain like the stuff that we think is important and easy to follow. All right. That jump right there is a little tricky because of the way you have to jump when doing it. I'm not going to go in detail on how you have to do it, but whenever you get it first try, it's like whenever.
I mean, essentially, you just go like you go close to the ladder, and then you do it. You should hit the trigger all the time, but. Yeah.
Okay. So this next part, we're gonna face our second boss fight, and I know it's gonna look like I'm at a disadvantage, but trust me, guys, I am gonna win easily. So, you're gonna see that our movement is actually like slow. This is like another scripted sequence. This entire beginning is just scripted sequences of some kind. So yeah, I know right now it looks like things are bad, but trust me, this boss battle, I'm gonna win easily. Just you wait.
Yeah.
It's gonna be real epic.
Very easy fight.
Yeah. It's just like, oh my god, dude, even casual players like get this easy. All right. Whew, I'm ready. Come on.
Like,
Okay, okay.
are so fast. Like it's so good.
Oh, bad start. Oh, I got him now. Trust me, I got him. Hold on, I got him. Oh yeah, I landed a hit. Okay, no, but in all seriousness, you're obviously meant to die here. This quick time event, if you hold circle, and just for the swag, I'm gonna hold circle or mash circle. No, but you're meant to lose this on purpose. So yeah. So Kratos just died, but because he's Kratos, he is gonna actually like undie. It's so silly, but it's also so cool that you just do this. Now we finished like this is where my first split would be if I had splits. And now we're in the worst part of the game. So I'll explain the reason why this is the worst part in the game, but Ser-Sanku can explain the auto-scrollers if he wants.
But yeah, you know, like there's a funny thing that I kind of like looked at the other day. If any of you have played the PS1 game, Disney's Hercules action game, you'll probably recognize the autoscroller, but it's on 3D instead of 2D. That's a funny thing that I found out the other day. But yeah, it's pretty much like there's like almost no like way to like make them faster, except for like the things that we do. And there's a lot of there's like small bits of RNG that come with killing the enemies in the autoscrollers. But basically, he's gonna have to kill some enemies and then dodge some stuff.
Yeah.
And it's a very like boring section, to be honest. But.
It's boring. So we actually do this type of auto-scroller twice, but in between the two auto-scrollers, we have to do one of my least favorite tricks ever.
Yeah. It is Bean's nightmare. You're gonna see it.
No, funny enough, a little thing that I kind of realized, because yesterday I did a commentary run for a friend on another marathon. He played Ratchet and Clank Size Matters, and I realized there are 3 games that came out in 2007 that all have auto-scrollers that are kind of like this. One of them being this game, and the other 2 being Ratchet and Clank games. Also, sorry for the dog.
But yeah, if you hear like random sounds, there's like a movie going on in the background. His dog, his parents.
Yeah, it'll just be Pegasus skipping coming. Yeah. So now, I guess there's some stuff we should.
Well, it's funny. It's funny because like, even though we know it's not Pegasus skip, we still call it Pegasus skip.
That's just what it was told. That's just like what they said when they first taught me it.
Yeah. When it was found, it was Pegasus skip, and you know people were like, "Oh, it's Pegasus skip," but it's like it's not Pegasus skip. It's actually Rage skip, but you know, I just call it Pegasus. I know it's not even a skip. I just call it Pegasus because you reach Pegasus, right?
So now we're basically doing nothing for like 40 seconds. So I'm gonna explain why this skip sucks. All right, so get ready because I've had this this has been coming for a long time. So the first thing we have to do, we have to hit a loading trigger. We're gonna hit a giant finger, kid-named finger,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna use like the hammer. Speaking of which, let me switch that. we're gonna get up on like another finger, another kid named Finger, in a very precise way,
What
and
the-
then Walter. And then afterwards, when we get on the kid named Finger, I'm gonna jump in a weird way to try and clip. It's sort of like a clip into like a wall, and then an R1 button is gonna appear, and I'm just gonna like basically mash R1 because there's no timing this. And I know I made that sound easy. It's not. I've had so many runs die to this. I had an entire stream where I never got past this. This will either go really well or really poorly, and there's no way to tell which one is which.
He just said an entire stream. He's had multiple streams where he hasn't gone past this. So it's not only one. You know, it's many.
Well, yeah, but no, I mean like one where only like 3 runs made it past. Okay, as EXE would say, serious time.
Serious time.
We'll explain that one too. That one has a fun story. Oh hell yeah! Yo, yes! I got it. Okay.
Let's go. He
I
got
see.
it.
Six Rock says if this goes poorly, it's fine. Amaranth is streaming Just Dance.
If any of you is wondering what he did there to like get back up to Pegasus, it just happens when if you fall, you can do that, but you have like a window to do it, or else the Pegasus disappears and you can't do it. So
Yeah, it's. I hope. Holy shit! I guess
pretty much it happens because Kratos is attached to the Pegasus already. So like when you do that, like you're supposed to be with the Pegasus, but if the Pegasus is not there, you're not attached to it anymore, so you can't do it. It's I mean it makes sense, right?
Okay, this one I just have to like fire my bow at these things, and then I'm just gonna swing my blades at some other guys. There's a tiny. Okay, this auto scroller is actually like. You have to pay a little more attention than the previous one, because there's going to be some guys flying on their own, like, I think they're called griffins, and these guys, like, can randomly jump off and put you into a quick time event, and it loses time, and you feel sad when it happens, like right here. Obviously, you can just like, move out of the
What?
way, but you know. Oh,
You mean the Pegasus? Why?
These are Pegasus? That I'm killing?
No, these ones are Griffins. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but what is? Am I saying it wrong or am I saying it like? Is it because of the sus? Because I say Pegasus.
Oh,
How are you supposed to say it?
I don't know. It's the same way you do. Oh yeah, by the way, this boss is as simple as because this boss is
Oh, yeah.
actually based on
Makes
distance
sense,
and
yeah.
damage. You just we just press L1 and X 5 times, and we usually don't get bodied by him, but it's been happening to me recently, and I don't know why.
The Spanish accent coming through.
Yeah, we're both Spanish speakers, but we speak to each other in English.
No, it's funny because like if we speak to each other in Spanish, we find, you know, like I know the words that he's going to say that are going to be weird for me, but he doesn't know that they're going to be weird for me. So it's
Yeah, and
definitely-
it's a similar thing for no, I don't know. Like when I see a word,
and if I say Spanish words that only Spanish people say, he's confused as well.
yeah. Anyways, now the worst segment of the game is over. We're gonna do some quick time events where we just brutally fight this guy. That spear he has, if you were playing in any percent, you would get it like later on. You would just find it randomly.
Yeah.
But obviously we have it from the start.
There's actually another viewer in the chat, Axel, who is Spanish, and I never speak to him in Spanish unless it's in real life, because then it's just weird to speak in English, right? Except for at ESA, I guess.
Dude, I was about to reach for my spacebar because around here is where my second split would end, but there is no split. Alright, so now this is where the run begins, except not really. We do like a glitch or two, and then afterwards we get into a casual segment that lasts forever, which will also talk about some things that I think are important. So, you can explain the first swim glitch.
Yeah, this next swing glitch is to put it like lightly, it's stupid. Okay, like there are two swimming glitches in this game. They're both stupid. What the fuck? Oh, what?
I've never seen
Come
that
on,
before.
dude. Come on.
Never happened to me before.
Why did you roll that way?
I meant to roll to the right, but the game thought I wanted to go down.
Okay, so basically you're gonna see Bean do another Poseidon's Rage high jump to like grab onto one of the walls, and then he's going to land on a tiny platform, and then just like jump into the water box so he can basically just swim in there. And then there's a specific trigger that he has to hit in order to load the next area. Well, there's like multiple triggers. I don't know how many, but I don't think it's only one of them. I think there's one that's hard. That's the thing.
There's also this jump may seem like a blind jump, and it technically is, but I've memorized the stick angles I need and like the general area of where I'm supposed to go. So while it is technically a blind jump, it's only blind because you can't see Kratos' model. Also, I got it second try, so yeah. The first trigger we're gonna hit is right here, and actually, I'm gonna unmute my TV for this next trigger. Oh, god damn it! Just to be 100% safe. I cannot use my TV. It is at 5. Okay.
Yeah, you literally cannot like. Well, I mean, you can tell because of music changes and everything, but if you don't have like, if you don't pay attention to the music, you won't know until you touch the elevator, which is
Yeah, and because I don't play with like my TV on, with my TV's audio on, I had to do it for this time. Usually in runs I just kind of YOLO it, but oh my god, I this time obviously I want to be safe. So yeah, this area would not be loaded and you'd be soft locked. You can restart, but you know, and there are a few places where you can soft lock in this game, but you can just fix them by restarting. But there is a true soft lock that if I hit it, I'd have to quit out of the game. But I have a backup save file if that happens, so we're good.
checkpoints in this game are really bad, by the way, just in case you're wondering. Oh, there you go. The steeds of time.
Okay, so now that we're here, this next part is just casual gameplay. So we're gonna explain two things. One, if you go on the leaderboards for any God of War game, I guess with the exception of Ragnarok, because that's new, and not many people have played it yet, you're gonna notice that a certain country is represented a lot. Brazil, baby. So this is like something I get asked a few times, like why are there so many Brazilians? The story is that like the PS2 was a popular console in Brazil because, you know, like it was easy to pirate games for it. So you'd have street vendors selling like, you know, pirated discs and stuff. And the types of games that they like are action games. So they would play games like GTA San Andreas, Resident Evil 4, Bully, Mortal Kombat, and of course God of War was one of them. So, you know, you now have established a fan base over there. But in 2016, a popular Brazilian YouTuber who focuses on God of War, named Victor Kratos, he uploaded speedruns of God of War 1 and 2. I don't know if he did anything besides that.
Yeah, yes, God of War 1 and 2, yeah.
Yeah, he did glitches. They got like, the God of War 2 run got like 1 million views, the other one got like 900K, I think. And many Brazilians saw those and they were like, hey, I want to do that. So
They want to do it, but faster as well. Yeah, they
his
just...
story was changed. I think they're also the reason why we have the glitchless categories. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the games only had, just so you know, so like there were only like the main like Greek saga, right? Like Betrayal wasn't in the boards. I added that. I was the reason that was added. And then when the Brazilians started playing, they were like, hey, how about, you know, I run glitchless. And, you know, glitchless categories were added to the leaderboards. There were a lot of discussions for glitches. There are still discussions to this day sometimes to, like, add new glitches that are found to the glitches categories. Because, like, you know, just in case someone does something, which, you know, there have been, like, times where, like, some runs have had, like, you know, technical glitches in runs, but...
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
there's many people in the community that have like completely changed this game and this series forever. And I think Victor Kratos is definitely top 3. He literally influenced an entire board to be Brazil. And we've had like a lot of other members as well. And we're actually going to mention like 2 of them in a little bit because the other thing I want to talk about while we're in this platforming part, the developers of this game are really supportive of the speedrun community. When Ricky did a run of God of War 1 at ESA in 2018, and when Ragnall did a run of this game at GDQ 2019, they were tweeting it out like, hey, go watch. And, you know, that's all fun and cool. You know, we love when developers do that. But to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of this series in 2015, they held a really cool event.
Oh yeah.
And Sir Sanju actually was in this event.
If you go on the Wikipedia for Games Done Quick events, you'll find that in 2015 they did a marathon called God of War Done Quick. And yeah, it's, you know, funny story. I was there with a fellow German runner called EXC, which
The one for the series.
who doesn't run games anymore because he's focusing on life. And then a really like well-known glitch hunter for like many games, but God of War games in particular, but like all other games, called Akian, was also invited to the event, but he couldn't go. He was gonna run Ascension, but couldn't go. And well, EXE ran the trilogy, I ran the PSP games, and it was a lot of fun. We were pretty much like, they paid for everything. Like uncle, they like one of them like you know, it was very funny because like one of the people that made the event happen, he was like, yeah, don't worry, Uncle Sonny is gonna pay for everything. And yeah, they, you know, Uncle Sonny actually, like, you know, he paid for everything. Like,
Yeah, enough. Cory Barlog, the guy that directed both this game and God of War on the PS4, he was there. He watched his own creations just get destroyed.
yeah, I talked to Cory Barlog, and that was something. That was something else. Yeah.
Oh,
I had him like next to me for like hours, which is crazy to think about.
Chargette wants to know how old you were when that
Oh,
happened.
I was 18. I was 18. I was gonna turn 19 that year. I was 18. Actually, yeah, right. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, it's 18. Yeah, because I'm.
Sanju is literally an OG of the God of War games, but also a little fun fact is that he actually has some history as a Jack speedrunner as well.
Yeah.
He did a 1-to-1 cell race. If you want to tell them when you did that 1-to-1 cell,
If you go on SRL and you look for like my name, you'll see that I've done like way too many races, like from like 2013. And in 2014 we did like 3 101 cell races, and I finished one of them. Like the other two, I think I couldn't do anything. But yeah, I mean, we literally like 3 friends. We were like, we want to race something that isn't, because like at the time we were racing Crash 2 all the time, and we were like, we want to race something else, and we just like raced Jak 1, but we didn't want to race 100% because we didn't like know anything about the game, so we ran a 101 cell. It was a lot of fun. My run's like 4 hours long. It's somewhere in my Twitch page. I don't think I have it uploaded anywhere else.
I was like 11 years old when you did that. Jeez. All right,
Yeah.
so I guess that like covers the entire like Citizen, who is a Jack runner. The God of War Done Quick, and Brazil. So now
We're back to the second swimming glitch.
Yeah, second swim glitch. Speaking of which, I'm gonna do another Poseidon's Rage cancel. You can actually do this with like the weapon animation cancel, but I've never gotten it on PS3.
It is tricky to do. Yeah.
That jump right there is weird on like PS2 and PS3 because I have to do a different way on both consoles. Now here is another one of the worst tricks, and this is the second swim glitch. There's like 4 or 5 methods to do this, and all of them suck in one way or another. I'm gonna hit this checkpoint just to be safe. So I'm gonna do the method that I think is most consistent. So serious time, as EXE would have said. Okay, no, that's a bad angle. Come on. Ah, that looked like it was gonna make it. Okay, got it. That trick used to be like a graveyard for many runs, and it still sort of is. Also, I need to be careful not to touch the fingertips, the kid named Finger, or else I get a soft lock and I can't even restart checkpoint. I have to quit out of the game.
Okay.
But obviously, So yeah, now we're gonna swim for a long
now-
time.
And now we're gonna get to the second EXE reference. The first one was serious time. Then the second one is, something that you're gonna see like in a second. Well, you're probably gonna see.
It's
it now.
really funny.
Yep.
This right here.
The
So-
T-pose. It is called Kratos Jesus, thanks to EXE. It is more Kratos Jesus in God of War 3. If you know. Pretty much in this game, there's this T-pose that happens when you're in this state, but like Kratos is not supposed to be in this state in certain areas. So they were like, okay, if he's not supposed to be swimming, there's gonna be like no animation, and there's just the T-pose.
Yeah, it's so funny, and like you see it again, but it reaches the maximum funny at this.
Pretty
next-
much. If you're
part of the
wondering, like when it happens when things are loading. But then, like whenever there's like no animation for a really long time, there's gonna be like one like really long one.
Right here,
Which
we were
is-
supposed to
yeah.
have like a cool platforming segment where Kratos is just like, yeah, I'm gonna have all these buildings fall, and I'm gonna like grapple across them. But we obviously just trust me, it gets really funny right here. You could like somebody should edit this and put me music over it.
Nice, dude. Let's go. In God of War 3, this animation was made better, and it's actually a T-pose. So like he's actually in a T-pose, like a true T-pose, and it's like so good.
I remember I was in a VC with some of the Jack runners, like practicing, like doing runs, and one of them was just like, I love that Kratos T-pose thing. Dude, I see people posting T-poses in the chat. Unfortunately, we're actually coming to the end of the funny, and there will be no more swim glitches after this.
Yep.
Because
No
now we
more
get to
swim.
our next boss, which is a bunch of QTEs. So, as you all know, you all have seen the commercials, you know that Red Bull gives you wings. Kratos is gonna fight this guy and drink some Red Bull to get some wings.
By the
Oh,
way,
I see.
this fight is free. By the way, it's just you just fall on him literally and bam.
Yeah, the reason we were able to use the hammer right there is because the swim glitch like messed everything up.
Yep.
Alright. We're gonna violently rip his wings off with Red Bull.
Let's go, dude.
Right,
Okay.
next part.
The worst part of the game.
Yeah.
By
Even if
pretty
you do,
much, set by any speedrunner ever.
besides me, because Pegasus skip.
Oh yeah, right. But I mean, this is the section that Bean consistently golds, and he's like, "Oh, but that was shit." It's like,
It's 'cause- okay, there's a reason why like I say that, because like there's a part later on that like is essentially pick your poison. There's two ways to do it, and you can either do the strat or don't do the strat, but either way it still can suck.
and he doesn't do it, by the way.
Yeah. Obviously one strat is faster, but one strat is easier, but it's also, we'll explain in a sec. So now we have these
This section
wings.
has like the worst strats, and it's trick after trick. So
You're also going to see the first instance of one type of infinite jump. The other infinite jump will not be seen because it sucks and it's difficult. I mean, I might go for it at the end just to swag out. I won't get the trick, but just to show it off.
just to show it off, it's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So this trick with the hammer, this is the similar idea to the animation cancels, but if you rotate like we have this attack where if you're in the air and you press L1, you gain a tiny bit of height, and so we can use this to like, we can cycle through weapons and do it multiple times. And yeah, we can just, it's basically a type of infinite jump. Right here, I'm gonna shoot this thing rather than like go and destroy it. Not only because it's faster, but because there's a cutscene trigger on this platform.
He's keeping a cutscene by just going like really close to this edge of the platform.
Yeah, I wrote on that little hamburger right there. I call it a hamburger because it looks like one. I'm gonna take this second to explain that right here, there's an unskippable cutscene, but Traj and like another guy have managed to move around while in this cutscene, but we still don't know what makes it happen or how to get it consistently. So I offer no reward if you can find a way to make it consistent, but you'll make us very happy. So do it for the good of your heart. Right. Oh yeah, by the way, that first segment, you can see in the back there's like a giant head. We were literally climbing on some dude's face. Like lore-wise, Kratos makes this guy like spend his whole life down in the underworld, and now in this game we just like climb all over his body. So that's pretty
Well, it was Kratos, but it was Zeus' fault at first.
yeah.
Because like Atlas was holding the world, and then well, if you don't like the entire lore in the game series is that in God of War: Chains of Olympus you see him, and then like Persephone is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna unchain Atlas, and the world's gonna collapse.
Yeah,
And,
the world's
and Kratos is like, no, that's not gonna happen, and you just reattach the chains again, and although the chains actually look very different from the ones in this game. You get to see nothing, but yeah.
By the way, we're on the pick your poison. You can either do a long jump, which is a strat that I don't know how to do, so you won't see it, or you can do this elevator, which is RNG. So right here.
I mean, it is what is happening in this game. He's holding the whole thing on his back.
Okay,
You just don't get to see exactly what, but
I did not get the perfect RNG, by the way. So to explain the perfect RNG, I mentioned the category extension earlier. Back in like September, we were talking about a magic list category for this game, and I decided to be the first to do a run just to see what the route would look like. And I realized you have to do this elevator. You can't do the other strat if you do magic list. And I took a risk and decided not to attack the enemies, and none of the enemies ever attacked me. I had the perfect RNG, and I just think it's funny that I got it on the category extension that I didn't even like that much.
Yeah, by the way, if you're wondering which kind of like dumb category extensions exist for these games, just think of anything and attach less to it. So, like there's glitch list, there's magic list, there's Nor, no upgrades, upgrade list.
Yeah, we have like a lot of category extensions, and many people say that the boards are like a mess because like we have console splits for like every like console, like emulators
and emulators.
But the thing is, you could say that that's a bad decision, but I think in the end it was technically beneficial for the community because it's actually increased activity. Like people are like, okay, I got world record on this one console, I'll get grind on this other one.
You're gonna see like the main good runners are gonna run on console, and then the rest of the runners will run on like PS2, and then there's like a couple like really good runners that run on PS2 emulator or PS3 emulator because they don't have the consoles.
Yeah, by the way, I'm about to hit a potential soft lock area, but I'm not gonna get it because it's an easy soft lock to avoid.
Wii remote %.
So if I break, so there's supposed to be a cutscene trigger, or actually wait, I can't talk during this. I'm literally unable to do these mashing while talking. It breaks my concentration. Here's my favorite line of dialogue. I usually like recite this line of dialogue when I play, but I'm not gonna do it this time because I'm gonna explain the soft lock.
Let's go.
Okay, so the soft lock is there's a cutscene where the game shows you the chain basically trying to imply you have to break it. But then there's also the fade out when you break the chain. And if the fade out happens, but you go into that cutscene trigger, when the L1 and R1 mashing stuff happens, like the buttons do not appear. And when you get here, you won't be able to move and you're soft locked and your run is over. I found that out the hard way. And now Atlas is over, so we're back on the real world again.
The great chasm.
So, I want you all to look at that like caged room in the background. I want you all to see if you notice like a texture looking weird. You can see like a light kind of turned on, and now you're gonna see
everything just disappear.
Yeah, so God of War 1 and 2, I don't know about the PSP games, and I definitely don't think this was in any of the ones that came out on PS3. They have this thing where, to give you the illusion of having a room loaded in, they take like a picture of like what the room should look like. I don't know if it's like a picture, I don't know how to describe it. and they put that in place and wait for you to properly load in the room to switch it from the photo to the actual room. And let me get this guy to explode.
He
And
actually took my advice and used Chronos Rage. Let's go.
yeah, I did. I didn't wait.
I mean, you know, you can make it better by using Atlas Quake after using Chronos Rage, but it's you know, it's a good effort. Pretty much, if you don't kill these guys fast enough, they will spawn Cyclops enemies. So you need to be careful with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much you can skip the trigger that triggers the thing that he was talking about, and like skip this fight, and you can get into the room. But it's the skip
I
is
haven't learned it yet.
the skip is really bad. You also need
See,
to like actually skip the triggers. So.
I see everyone's making like memes about the game, the series name, and there's a name that I really want to say, but I'm not even sure if I should like actually say it out loud. But it's an Instagram name I saw a while back, and it's so dumb. I might like
Really?
type it in chat, but I probably won't say it out loud. Now right here, this is like an auto-scroller room sort of, where you pull that lever and some spikes are supposed to come up, and you're supposed to wait for like the correct door to open. That's slow, so we're gonna stack hammer jumps instead. These hammer jumps are really easy to drop, by the way, and if you drop them, you feel sad, so I have to hope I don't drop them.
By the way,
we...
you think someone doesn't know God of War, like COD, that actually exists as a it's a costume in God of War 1.
Trajet said this will load 3D Saul Goodman.
So good, man.
Better call Saul.
Yeah, the God of War is in this game. God of War is in God of War 1.
Jesse, no! You went into the cutscene trigger at the wrong time, Jesse! Alright. Alright. For the sake of this marathon run, I'm gonna hit this trigger, this checkpoint right here, just to be safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in the practice run, I actually like these next few strats are a lot easier than they seem, but I messed up in the practice run. Also, we're in my favorite part of the run, by the way. I think this is the coolest and most fun part of the run. But it's also really tricky and has like a really hard strat. So, this strat that I'm about to do actually works different on PS2, because on PS2 you have to wait like 10 seconds for this room to load. But on PS3 it obviously loads instantly. So, what was I gonna explain? Oh yeah, so there's a thing with those wings that Kratos got from drinking Red Bull, where the way the game is programmed to detect two things: if you're holding X and if you're in the air. And if it does that, if you have both of those like requirements met, then you will start gliding. But the game kind of forgot to account for the fact that you might be holding X on like a ledge and walking off of it, and if you do that, you basically get a double jump in the air. So yeah, that's a cool thing you'll see a few times. So now we're
that is one of the many ways to long jump in this game.
yeah, you're gonna see, you actually saw it there when I tried loading in that room, but the angle was funny. So yeah, this part's RNG. In the tutorial from that Ragnall made like in 2017, he says that if you get hit once, you know, that's normal. If you get hit twice, okay, that kind of sucks. And if you get hit 3 times, then the game hates you. Obviously,
Yeah.
if you don't get hit at all, you are like, you're blessed. And I got hit once, so let's go.
There was once I didn't get hit until like the very end, and then I got hit twice. Like I was at the end, and I got hit. I grabbed the guy, and then I got hit again. The dogs do. The
I'm
dogs
trying to
didn't
drink
die.
water while doing this section. Like, I have one hand on the controller. So this guy, he told us that he can't read the words. So Kratos is going to be a good man, and he's going to teach this guy how to read. And he's going to make him read instantly. He's going to become a master. Just watch. Like, he's using some very intelligent strategies to, like, help them learn how to read. Dude, look at that. Dude, look. He's learning pretty fast. Wow, let's see if he can keep this up.
As proof he is worthy. No, please no, I cannot do it.
Damn, this guy's yeah, Kratos is a great teacher. He's like really good at teaching how to read. Dude. Wow.
It's the same. His techniques were banned in schools, but Read it, boy.
Dude, wow, that guy's better at reading than I am, and he's only been like learning how to read for like 50 seconds. And now Kratos knows of another guy that doesn't know how to read, so he's gonna help that guy too. He has another appointment at like 2 a.m. 2 p.m. not 2 a.m. I swear to God. Oh yeah, by the way, that jump I did is a 1 second time save, and I didn't get the time save. I'm so dumb. So now, this next part is boring. We're just gonna do a little bit of movement, but then we're gonna be followed by a combat section where I just mash L2.
I feel when
And
you're
then-
not doing Trajet's favorite skip in here.
Yeah.
Sad.
Poor Trajet. We're gonna have one of the easiest skips in the game, followed by one of the worst, and like I'm actually really nervous about this. Oh yeah, I guess we'll also explain a little inside joke in the community, since this combat section has nothing to talk about. Earlier I mentioned Brazil, and there's a runner of this game. He does the glitchless categories. His name is Speedgunner, and because we both have long hair, me and him, and there's also two emotes on Twitch, Uncle Nox and Tiny Face, that look like one of them looks like me and the other looks like him. We basically started this joke that he's like the Brazilian Sag Bean and I'm the Mexican Gunner. And it's really, yeah, those that
The
penis
idea,
look.
the idea is, it's not only like the long hair. Like you're both like long hair. You're both like your skin tone is like similar, and then you're both skinny as well. So it's like, you know, you both look like similar in in like most ways.
He actually rated me last night. I had like a rate of 50 people, and it was like, whoa. Alright, so this next strat, I'll let Ser Sanju explain the really hard strat, but I'm gonna explain like the easy strat. This is actually one of my favorite strats. I think it's so cool. So
Yeah.
there's a cutscene if you walk into this. Actually, wait. Okay, there's a cutscene if you walk into this room where Athena's like, haha, no, Kratos, don't kill Zeus. You're so sexy. But there's also a cutscene if you break the door. If you break the door and then touch the cutscene trigger, at the same time the cutscenes stack, and it saves you a few seconds. And now.
That way, it's extra funny because Athena says you're so sexy, but you know it's Sweet Home Alabama style. So
Oh, right. I forgot about that. Shit. Okay, here's the hard.
So this is Pillar. This is just called Pillar. It's pretty much it. This is Pillar Joe.
Everyone that's run this category, like, they're like trembling in fear right now.
So basically, he's doing the old-fashioned way of doing this strat, and he got it first try. Nice.
What the hell, dude? What the hell?
And like the idea is, there's a faster strat. You land on that first pillar, which you know it's a really small platform as you could see there, but then you can like glide onto the third pillar, and land on another really really small platform, and then like jump from there. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Also, Kratos is teaching another guy how to read, and once again, he's using his like top tier methods. Like, dude, look at this guy. He's so excited to learn how to read. Like, dude, he's like, damn, Kratos is such a good teacher. Dude, we need people like Kratos in schools to teach children how to read. Like, they'll read so fast. Like, they will never have spelling errors or anything like that ever again.
Read it.
What the dog doing? So yeah, I just did like one of the hardest skips first try.
You know,
don't-
he's been telling me like for like the whole week. He's been like, "Oh, I'm gonna fail the swim glitch. Oh, I'm gonna fail pillar," and then like he gets both super fast.
Yeah, Pegasus skip is gonna go bad, and then I proceed to like get it relatively quickly.
Yeah, dude, like-
I lost like a minute on that in the PB that I got yesterday. Which yes, I did PB before this. So the fact that like, you know, I just realized how funny it is the way Kratos turns this crank. The animation is just so silly. Oh my god.
Is this
Oh my God.
is this Subsur Sanyu base?
This could actually be a PB pace because my PB on PS, well, my PB in general is just not optimized like for the strats it uses, but anything could go wrong. Bean is gaming. Exactly, Traj. So right here, it's gonna look like you can just make a dash for that door on the very other side, but there's like a trigger
Side
that
trigger.
starts fight. Okay, that
Side trigger, yeah.
need another jump. We're gonna avoid it, and then afterwards we're gonna skip an elevator section. There's actually an easier method to do this that everyone says like, Bean, just do this method, but I'm so used to the method I learned that like I don't like change.
I mean, both are the same, pretty much, just a different, it's just a different approach. You do it from the right, people do it from the left now, but it's the same kind of deal. It's just that you do it from the left, you don't really need to glide at all. You just
Okay, I hit the trigger.
yeah, you did.
I'm actually gonna take out. So usually I use the bow at the end of my roll chains. But I'm gonna actually use this like Medusa head. It's not actually Medusa, but the species Medusa is called Gorgon. They're called Gorgons, and they all have like the same ability. So this is just like a Gorgon head, and I could use it to freeze that one enemy to get him out of the rope. Right. So now here's a little tricky part that I'm a little nervous for because it's easy to mess up.
Yeah, Uriel. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't get hit. I was like,
Dude,
I
nice.
there. Uraeli, yeah, it's Uraeli, but
Uriel,
you know, I don't know how many of you know anything about Greek mythology. All right, we're also gonna skip like 30 puzzles right here. I haven't. Oh, a little
Let's
invisible
go.
wall wants to be fishy. All right, we're past pretty much like all of the hard parts, I think, of this segment.
Getting close to the cursed section.
Yeah, I am cursed. So, is there any... I mean, most of the stuff here is just the same, like... Oh yeah, this ledge grab is a little weird. Wow, I've not missed that in a long time.
I cannot change my fate.
Wait, what? Why am I missing this twice now?
Come on, Satch.
Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm horrible now. I fell off. I'm washed up. I'm a washed up speedrunner. Everything I know about Greek mythology is from lists every
Well,
god
it's
of-
it's mostly inaccurate because first of
Yeah.
all, Kratos is only like the idea of what is it, like strength or something like that. Like,
Yeah,
he's
there's
not-
an actual thing. Go first.
like there was a hero called Kratos, but like he had nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, in fact, the Greek mythology Kratos doesn't even have the same spelling as this Kratos.
Yeah.
Also, we're gonna pull this lever twice because it activates a loading trigger. That kind of sucks, but you know, you'd think we could just like go over there and do this next like set of infinite jumps, but no. The thing about these infinite jumps, by the way, these hammer jumps, is that if you drop them, like it's the saddest thing ever because like there's almost no saving them. Like, yeah, if it's like a really long set of infinite jumps and you're like really high up, then you can sort of save them. But sometimes it's just better to just start over from the ground. Now, here is a really cool boss fight that we're going to be done with in like 10 seconds. That's not an accurate timing. It's in 2D, so it's, you know. And then we're going to get to a funny part. It's funny for two reasons. Sersan, who will explain the second funny.
Funny.
Right here, all the face buttons and I think the shoulder buttons just make Kratos say funny phrases. He just killed this guy who like because he didn't know who he was fighting, and it turned out to be like someone from the army he led. So he was really mad at Zeus, and yeah, now he's just cursed, I guess. Just like this.
Sono maledetto. The old Italian.
Sersan, who explain the second funny. Explain why I can't do anything.
Oh
here.
yeah. So look at this. So you're supposed to press L3 and R3, and you saw that he got the pop up for like Rage of the Titans upgrade, but he doesn't actually have the thing. You saw him, like you all saw him skip the thing, right? So he doesn't have it. The game's like, oh, use this thing that you don't have because you skipped it earlier in the game. But funny enough, you actually get it at the end of the game because the game's like, oh, you're supposed to have this. So you're
Ratchet Ratchet 1 does a similar thing where if you skip the thruster pack, when you're at the end final boss, it's like, oh, you don't have this thing? Well, we'll give it to you anyways. So, yeah. Right now, we're just gonna murder this Kraken, which, funny enough, if you've played God of War on PS4 and God of War Ragnarok, you'll know that those ones, instead of Greek mythology, it's Norse mythology. The Kraken, if I remember correctly, is actually from Norse mythology. But to my knowledge, I might be wrong. Maybe don't say if I'm wrong in case there's Ragnarok spoilers, but I don't think he appears in either of those two games. So it's kind of funny that the one-time Norse mythology is referenced here. Oh yeah, Jak 2 has a similar thing. But I'm bad. Wait, what the?
Why are you doing it that way?
I do a Poseidon's Rage cancel because I use Chronos. Wait, what? Okay, I'm just gonna hammer jump.
No, what I mean, like, you can just grab it from, like, lower. Without doing the jump.
Wait, why? What the? That is weird. I've never had that happen. Wait, this one does
I
more
mean,
damage.
you should have been able to grab it earlier, but it's whatever. Que bueno, alguien que habla español, as if, you know, we didn't.
Yeah, we actually do have a few Spanish-speaking runners in the community. I actually can't grab onto this.
Yeah,
Wait.
You just go lower.
Okay, I was not grabbing onto that for some reason. That was great.
Yeah, you just go lower. Like, next time you do it, you just go lower. You'll be fine.
That's never happened to me before.
We stopped doing the hammer jump thing. Like, you actually used to do that, and I learned it that way as well. But, like, it is weird. Sometimes you just don't grab onto anything.
I just did that because Chronos Rage is like better for this part, and I wanted to switch to that because I know Poseidon's Rage is better for the first time. But alright, also we're gonna brutally murder this Kraken. Also, he keeps doing this, and it's never happened to me before, and I don't know how to get him to stop.
You just got
Wait.
bad RNG.
Why is
really
he
bad?
This? I don't know how to get him to stop.
It's because you're just, like, you know, like, doing attacks and then, like, the timing is just wrong. You should have enough time.
Okay, we brutally murdered him. A lot of this stuff that just happened has never happened to me before, and I was honestly scared that I was actually scared that, like,
Yes, Judy, it's a boss battle.
I was scared that I soft locked somehow. Also, my parents have left the house, so no more the dog or scary movie.
No more of the movie. Let's go.
They put Judge Judy as a boss. Oh yeah, you didn't see it, but right here, time is supposed to be slowed down. But if you hold up on the analog stick, when you skip the cutscene, time is not slowed down. I think I know why this happens, but because I don't want to be wrong, because I need to sound smart, I'm gonna refrain from saying it. Oh yeah,
I actually have no idea either. So it's like
here's another example of pictures that are disguised as like real things. And now here we go to a boss fight that should be easy for me, but
the Sisters of Fate could not hold me.
There's something I want.
Couldn't. The Throne of Black Kisses.
I meant to use. I was supposed to use this one, but I was dumb and I forgot. Nerves got to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're just gonna beat her up with the hammer. Why are you there? No, don't go over there. Oh, this is a really bad spot because like after we hit her enough times, we have to like use the circle button to grab her and like get into the second phase. And it's really difficult to grab her from here, at least from my experience. Also, she's like taking. No, I'll be able to. Camera angles. Okay, there we go. This is one of my favorite fights of the whole series. Yeah, this was a really hard one for me when I played casually. So this next part, this part's unique in that this is actually the ending of God of War 1. This is like the final boss against Ares. I pulled up the wrong thing. And this is a bridge that Kratos uses as a sword to kill him. But there's a secret cutscene if you don't, if she breaks the bridge. There's like a secret cutscene, and then it obviously says like, you died, rip Bozo. So, I guess you can explain the fight against how when you fight them at the same time, because I actually want to like focus so I can make sure I don't do what I did.
So there's one of the sisters that just goes around the arena pretty much. She's supposed to come out of one of the mirrors, and you hit the other one, you knock her out, and then you use the amulet to stop time. This first one usually just goes really fast if you're if you hit her well. I think she hit.
The amulet, one of the amulets, the amulet we got earlier in like one of the other rooms before the second swim glitch. This is like the only reason that we get it. If we were to find a way to skip this fight entirely, we could also skip the amulet and save like minutes of time.
Yeah.
There's also a weird thing with, oh yeah, wait, let's see how high I can get the combo counter. I'm gonna totally lose time because of this, but I need to get that combo counter. Okay, why didn't that happen in the...
Just hit her, just hit her.
I know, but I've never seen that before. What? Wait, she's clipped into the mirror.
Yeah. It's so funny.
Also, my combo counter went down. No. Okay, I think I have to hit her with the hammer, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm forgetting everything right now because I'm like, the nerves are hitting, and also the shock from what just happened.
Yeah, it's funny because like as long as the camera changes, that means she's like through the mirror, but she can be like through the arena or through the ground. You can still do it. As long as the attacks hit her, you're good, right? That's the whole thing.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so one of the worst parts of the run is coming right now.
Yeah, I used to name this split a bad word. I used to call it bitch.
Yeah.
I forget what I think I call it a normal name now, but
Isn't it Clotho now?
yeah.
Just Clotho.
As you would say in Brazil, muito boa. I'm not gonna say what that means. You can ask me.
Brasil, porra. É do
Okay.
Brasil.
Right. So there's actually an easier way of doing like this next segment. It's gonna look. Oh my god! I just dropped the hammer jump.
Nice, dude.
And I didn't even have the hammer out. Okay, I'm gonna spam to get these guys out of the way. There's an easier way to do it, but like I don't entirely know how it works because since we're skipping a lot of fights, if you do like certain things wrong or don't hit certain triggers, you will hit a soft lock at the end, and you'll feel sad.
You're
So-
fine, like going far, unless you like go super far, pretty much when you're skipping them. Like, especially this second one, you can like glide and do a double jump, and skip the second barrier. But if you go too far, you will probably miss a trigger. So you need to be really careful.
I know I should be doing it from the back,
Yeah.
but
You should, yeah.
Gorgons, like I don't trust the Gorgons to not screw me over immensely. Also, I don't think I have enough height, but let's go for it. Okay, I have.
By
enough
the way,
height.
there are no checkpoints in this area because of the skips and everything. Like this is supposed to be like no checkpoints, haha. So like the Gorgons, they can actually like when you're doing hammer jumps, they can just like freeze you and you die, and then you just go back to the beginning. It's super funny when it happens during a PvP's run.
Oh yeah, the worst enemy in the series, or at least in the Greek era God of War games, the satyrs. I hate these guys.
Yeah, fucking satyrs. The
When I played-
satyros.
When I played God of War 3 on easy difficulty, these were the only guys that were actually like, I was close to actually dying from.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna mash L2 a bunch. And I'm gonna hit the... I don't think I need to hit the corners. Okay, we're at the end. Alright. Alright, and now, oh my god, I'm getting bodied right now. Dude, look at this! Oh, come on, bro. That was so bad. I like that the things that I'm messing up are like the easy things that even a casual player could do. But then I just do the swim glitch, Pegasus skip, the pillar jump, like all like first try. You freaking It's incredible what happens in marathon runs.
Trash. Just don't watch during Zeus, just in case you get more PTSD.
Yeah, cover your eyes during Zeus, Traj.
Cowabunga, amigo.
Cowabunga, amigo. That's from an Italian translation of a Spyro game. If
Well,
you ever go on.
actually, Cowabunga comes from like Teenage Ninja, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but like
What
yeah.
he has is from that. All right.
But like the reference that we use is from like ETD. Nice game.
It's that game. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it's ETD. Yeah.
Anyways, the Loom Chamber. I can tell y'all are gonna be degenerates right now, so yeah. Right here, this is basically just like this is just like doing a bunch of smaller like hammer jumps to get up to the top. And then we're gonna do a really cool skip called Mirror Skip. Yeah. Also, this has like one of the longest unskippable cutscenes in the game. The reason I used to call this split bitch is because this is the third sister of Fate. She likes to just smack her hands around and be all angry, and like it totally messes with you. Also, I see Axel has said that the only Spyro game he's played is Enter the Dragonfly, and I just wanted to... Can we get some Fs in the chat for Axel?
I've never
I want
actually
to-
played ETD, but my favorite is Hero's Tale. It's
I've
not
only
any of
played
the trilogy. I've played 1, 2, and A Hero's Tale, and my favorite is A Hero's Tale.
I've only played Spyro 1.
It's mainly because I played them like when I was like already like an adult. So like 1 and 2 they didn't like do anything for me. Plus I
Okay, so-
I don't like the movement in those games.
I'm gonna
In
want
the
some...
speedruns, yeah, but I don't like doing it myself. That's the thing.
I'm gonna want some serious time like right now. Because if I mess this up, I feel sad
Serious
inside.
patch.
Okay,
Hero's Tale is amazing.
okay. Okay, serious time's over. You can go through that door is supposed to be like closed so that you can fight Clotho, but if you like well, you don't even have to stop time.
Nah, you
but-
don't need to do it. You have just enough time to make the rolls if you like properly set up the rolls, right?
Yeah, but I'm
and then there's also a way to do it with hammer jumps or Atlas Quake jumps where you go around. But it's
You know-
whatever, really.
just for the swag, I'm gonna try this with Quake jumps, even though there's no way in hell I make this. I'll show off what the Quake jumps look like, but they're not an accurate. They're not a representation of what they should look like. However, for when I do the actual thing, okay. I'm gonna
Hey,
try-
OC bad.
Okay, I'll try one more time just to like properly show off what a chain should look like.
You want to look at like how exactly this looks, just watch the record, and you'll see like, like craziness happen.
All right, now that I failed a trick that I'm not good at, let's do this the other way. This is like a really long set of hammer jumps, and because of the camera, it's really easy for me to mess up.
This used to be like, one of the longest hammer jumps. Now you can do longer ones if you want to like save more time in certain areas with hammer jumps. Although Atlas Quake is faster.
I
It's
see.
also
I see Brasileiro in chat. Also, sorry for interrupting.
Yo, it's Gunner. Let's go.
Final boss. Sanhu, you can explain final boss.
Okay, so Zeus, right? This is a really bad fight. It's full of RNG. At first, you need to kill. It's 3 of this, right? And then I'm pretty sure it's 3. Yeah. Also, you use Atlas Quake, which is weird to me because like usually people use Chronos Rage for this.
Oh, this
Yeah.
is how I learned it.
Yeah, like I mean, the idea is that if you're using like Rage and Atlas Quake, you might kill them faster.
Also, the timer is apparently reset, which rip.
Oh damn.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that happened. I'll see if I can grab a timestamp.
Yeah, I'd actually like to know if this ends up PBing. It might not because of the Kraken, but you know. So now Zeus is restart run. Yeah, we'll restart the whole run. I sure want to do all these tricks again. Oh, wait, I'm actually gonna wait a little bit.
Yeah,
There's like
in
a soft
here, this phase, you can soft lock actually. Yeah, you can soft lock by doing damage when you're not supposed to do the damage. Yeah, there's something about this fight being weird with NG Plus, pretty much.
I think it's actually like a lot harder to get the soft lock if you're on PS3, but I'm not sure. For a while I thought it was fixed on PS3, but apparently not.
It's not. It's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, like the idea about this fight is you can actually there's a setup to get all of these quick time events faster by doing only like 3 attacks on Zeus, but it's like so random. It is one of the worst fights ever in the Go series. And it's funny because like in both God of War 2 and God of War 3, at the end of the game there's a fight with Zeus, and in both games you can like lose like just the exact time to not PB, which is great. I mean, when you're at like a high level, because like not getting the strats in here will lose you around 20 seconds if everything else is like perfect.
I still remember all the runs Jolie lost in God of War 3 to this guy, and in one of Gunner's world records he got recently, he lost like 40 seconds on this fight.
Yeah. Very
also
easy to do this fight.
One of my favorite lines of dialogue in this fight is Kratos saying, "I have come to kill you, Zeus!" Like, nah, bro. Nah, really? So now we're gonna get to the funny part. We're just gonna be a QTE. There's just gonna be a QTE, and if I miss any of the QTEs, I just what? Wait, what's going on?
What the hell? Why are you not getting the what the
I'm supposed to.
I don't think I can explain. Oh, no.
Wait, what happened?
Just was like talking. Use the bow.
Okay, there we go. Okay, Trosh, you are a legend. Turn off rage, and I don't. Nah, we already solved it.
I don't think
laid
rage is the problem.
Zeus.
I laid
Okay, so
on
there
my
was, like,
arm. Zeus.
There were 30 things that happened in this run that have never happened to me before, that I've never seen.
Oh, so that's why you pull out the bow. Okay.
Okay, I should actually pay attention because if I miss any of these QTEs,
You don't miss any of these cuties.
I'm gonna feel sad, so I need to be ready. Whew. This is also one of the coolest like moments in the game. Kratos just debates Zeus.
By the way, 5 hits.
Shit.
Nice combo. 5 hits.
Yeah. Alright, and now we get to our final strat. So, that mirror jump you saw earlier, we're going to do it again. When the final cutscene starts, after I jump over that mirror, is when the time will happen. But first I need to do a set of infinite jumps to get up
What
there.
time? There's no timer, dude.
Oh yeah, oh my god, I forgot the timer reset.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about that. I'm trying to.
Yeah,
figure it out.
don't worry. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean-
it's fine. It's fine. We can go and retime it later, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a PB. Oh, I dropped the hammer jump. I don't think this is a PB, but you know.
I mean, aside from like some spots in the run where you like sow some things or like fail some stuff. If this, I mean, probably not a PB, but it's probably like a 116 or a 115, or even a 114. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. Like some of the stuff was.
Since the timer's reset, I can't go overestimate. So the run would end right here. And yeah, that's my run.
I got over 3 starts now.
Yeah. Okay, it says 112 in the internal timer. It was a PB. Yo, we got a PB in this game.
Well, congrats.
Well, that might be Sanju then. Let's go.
I just bopped my commentator in a marathon in front of a bunch of people.
GG, dude.
Oh my god.
GG's, man. My
Yeah.
apologies again for resetting the timer, but it was an impressive run either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Runs
I
nice.
guess, is there anything I'd like to show off? Oh yeah, I'll show off the costumes real quick. I know Mortis did
God of
this
War.
yesterday. Get to God of War. This is the funny fish costume. Ragnar uses this in his GDQ run, and it's funny. Here's the cool armor, and then these are just stuff that I don't have unlocked. This costume right here, if you know, you know. General Kratos.
General Kratos.
Yeah,
General Kratos, no upgrade glitchless, very hard. Go watch
Yeah.
that run.
yeah, it's a very difficult run. So, anyways, I don't really have much to say. Six Rock says an actually decent run in this event. I feel honored. I feel honored to have a run that went under estimate. I know that's rare. Nah, but in all seriousness, shout outs to the Jack community, of course. Love all you guys. Shout outs to the God of War community. I don't know enough Portuguese to say anything meaningful, but obrigado pelo assistir. Shout outs to Ser Sanju for being my commentator, and yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks.
So I'm going to be going offline for a moment, but don't worry, we're going to be continuing with Stellar on the broadcast. So we will see you guys soon. Don't click off because we